Welcome back. At different times during these prayer reminders, we have seen individuals fasting in connection with their prayers. I have said several times that we would consider that topic later. Now, it's later. Today we come to a short passage that draws together the teaching of several other passages. I'd like to read verses 1 to 3 of Acts 13. Now in the church that was at Antioch, there were certain prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Simeon, who was called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. As they ministered to the Lord and fasted, the Holy Spirit said, "Now separate to me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them." Then, having fasted and prayed and laid hands on them, they sent them away. The elders of Jerusalem had previously sent Barnabas to Antioch to oversee the spread of the gospel that was happening there. Barnabas knew that he needed assistance, so he went to Tarsus to get Saul, for he knew of Saul's testimony and teaching after his conversion in Damascus. Apparently, the Lord was using them, for we read that there are 3 other elders now in Antioch with them. The first thing I want to note is that the elders got together to pray and seek the wisdom of the Lord in the guidance of the local church. But not only did they pray, they also fasted. We noted earlier in our consideration of prayer in the life of the church that when Saul was taken to Damascus, he fasted, neither eating or drinking. Fasting, by definition, is to abstain from all or some kinds of food and or drink, especially as a religious observance. Fasting, sadly, is a lost discipline in the church. Do you remember the words of Jesus when they asked him why, the disciples asked him why they couldn't cast a demon out of the boy while Jesus was up on the Mount of Transfiguration? Jesus had told them, "This kind does not come out except by prayer and fasting." The power of prayer increases when it is joined with fasting. The elders of Antioch understood that spiritual principle, and they desired the intervention of God in the life of their local church. So they ministered to God in fasting. And it is while they were fasting that the Holy Spirit spoke to them, calling for them to send off Barnabas and Saul as, if you would, the first missionaries, to send them off for the work for which they were called. What was their response? What was the response then of these elders when the Holy Spirit called for them to do it? They fasted and prayed some more. They asked for continual wisdom and empowerment. Then they laid their hands on Barnabas and Saul, commissioning them to the work for which the Lord had called them. Lord willing, we're going to be spending quite a few days right now considering the importance of fasting and its working in the life of various individuals. Going back into the teachings of Jesus, considering the life of Moses, going into the story of Esther, and seeing how God uses this concept of afflicting the soul as a means of developing our relationship with Him. But for today, because this may be a new thought to you, I'd like to challenge you to ask the Father for His guidance regarding the place of fasting in your life. And then also, in the life of the assembly you attend. It was evident in the life of the early church. I believe that is an example for us, for our lives today. pray and have a blessed day.